Just like...
After a moment of
It's a
silence,
crazy thing.
everyone is convinced that the dark force has withdrawn and the ritual has succeeded.
It worked. The exorcism worked.
But as one of the priests is preparing to leave, he notices something.
The father was just standing there looking at the Virgin Mary statue, and his hands are gone. They're melted off. It was like...
With no rational explanation, the priest concludes that before it was finally vanquished, the evil spirit must have lashed out in anger, scorching the statue's arms. But the harrowing experience leaves the Snedekers with no desire to stay.
The family was able to pack up and move out of the house and be able to move on.
Later that spring, Philip Snedeker is released from the hospital with his cancer in remission and his terrifying visions gone for good.
The haunting in Connecticut got to be known worldwide. Today, it's a very famous case.
And the statue of the Virgin Mary from the Snedeker home remains on display at the Museum of the Paranormal, a silent witness to one of the most terrifying cases of possession on record. Pensacola, Florida is known as a relaxing sandy beach retreat. But it is also home to a centerpiece of our nation's defense, the Pensacola Naval Air Station. This high-flying heritage is on display at the National Museum of Naval Aviation. Its massive collection traces the dynamic evolution of flight, from the first aircraft to cross the Atlantic in 1919, to a dive bomber flown in the Battle of Midway, to 4 Blue Angel Skyhawks. But amidst these impressive military aircraft hangs a bare-bones plane that seems quite pedestrian.
Its wingspan is just a little over 2 feet, travel at a top speed of 130 miles an hour, and it has a weight of a little over 24 pounds.
As historian Hill Goodspeed explains, what this plane lacks in complexity, it more than makes up for in legacy.
This aircraft was part of an epic escape, and its rescue goes down as one of the most dramatic operations to ever occur.
What compelling
Playtime with
plane
Edie.
play in a daring act of human bravery. 1975, Vietnam. For 10 years, the United States Army has been supporting South Vietnam in a bloody civil war with their communist neighbors to the north.